Happy New Year, everyone. This is episode 8 of the Mr. and Mrs. podcast. This episode is going to be titled, Fuck Your New Year's Resolutions. Live in the moment, enjoy your life, set goals, and repeat. New Year's resolutions were meant to be broken.
Were they meant to be broken?
Yeah.
I don't know if they were meant to be broken. I think you just, don't make them.
Yeah, but they're it's like promises, right?
Promises are meant to be
Promises
broken?
are meant to be broken. We know that, you know?
Red flag, Nicholas.
I just feel like New Year's resolutions give people a reason to wait to the end of the year when you could have a resolution in December. You could have a fucking, resolution in October. It's all about goal setting, living for the moment and enjoying your life.
Yeah, I guess it's the concept of people who are gonna diet or start going to the gym. They're like, "I'll wait till Monday." The same people that are like, "I'll wait till Monday" are probably the same people that are like, "I'll wait till the new year."
There's a cool clothing brand that Mac Miller always used to wear, and it's called Diet Starts Monday, but it's a skeleton. It's a skeleton. It's like Diet Starts Monday, meaning people will die before they actually start. Yes.
We're going to start this episode by reflecting on 2023 before we get into the new year, 2024.
Got it.
So yeah, let's start by sharing maybe some of the biggest highlights and then some of the biggest challenges from this past year.
Well, I took off early in December and I told the client, I took off some time for reflection.
All right. So now that you've done all your reflecting, what's your biggest highlights? Or should we start with the hard stuff?
You're my biggest highlight. Because 2023 was one of the worst years of my life. I lost my father, lost my grandmother. So,
oh yeah, it was a tough year.
Yes, it was a very tough year. I wanted to do a post about it so bad to represent it, but I was like, fuck that.
Be truthful. It wasn't fuck that. It was you lost all your
photos.
photos.
The best revenge is massive success.
It was because of iCloud that you couldn't make a post because you got a new phone and your photos didn't load.
Shout out to Apple Store for that.
And you didn't say fuck you. You said, babe, I'm so sad. None of my photos are on my phone anymore. I wanted to make a post.
2023 was a very interesting year. It was more, I don't know, there were so many lows, but then I had so much happen to me. I met you. I fell in love. We had a baby.
We made a baby.
You got a big ass rock on your left finger.
We made a baby. We haven't had a baby. We're having a baby in 2024.
Yeah, same thing, Nicole.
Okay, so the biggest challenges for you was obviously going through early because your dad passed away in January.
Yes, so it's when my dad died, it was fucking hey, way to start off the year. But yeah, that was one of our first dates. Yeah, right when 2023 started, it was let's go. That's why I don't like that New Year resolution, New Year's new me. You don't know if you fucking walk out the door one day and a car just hits you and your life's over. Mm-hmm. So basically, my father passed away in early January. So January, February, March, April, yeah. Even sometime up till now.
Definitely.
It was just, very, very challenging. But, you were obviously the silver lining in that story because you helped me out. You helped me through a lot of it. Still are. When someone passes away, especially your parent, it's something that you're always going to go through, right? But that was a big reflection in 2023 that I could think of. I closed off this year, I think, with 12 million, which was half of what I did last year, right? But I thought about it. I was I'm still blessed to have that much success. And for 6 months out of the year, I wasn't even applying myself, because the pressure, it was I'm going up, I'm going to work next day. Next day I woke up, felt like a train hit you. So when you have a blow like that in your life, especially your father, it's not the way to start the year off. But on the lighter side of things, we met.
Mm-hmm.
And you act just like my father.
He's a Virgo, I'm a Leo, but we do have a lot of similar qualities, characteristics.
Yeah, but
according to Nick.
2023, I met you. You kind of like taught me how to treat a woman. Ow, my back really hurts, guys. Mobility. For 2023 or 2024, I shall say. All of you people out there over 30, it's all about mobility. Make sure to stretch, take your saunas, your cold baths.
You should just come to the prenatal yoga with me since your back's hurting.
2023 is also the year we started cold plunge, right? Basically. I mean, the first time I ever did it was 22 in Greece. But yeah, I mean, there's discipline in that, you'd say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So learned how to
highlight of 2023.
In 2023, I learned how to kick depression without meds, without pills. You know, because no offense, I love therapists, but most of the time they listen to you and then they're like, yeah, and I think you should have some Zoloft, maybe some Prozac. I just jumped in 32-degree water and got rid of my depression. So that's good. That was a highlight.
Yeah.
What about you?
Like immediately you saw the benefits from that, I feel like, right?
A while. I mean, I truly believe if you're going into something with the mindset that it's going to work, it's kind of a placebo effect. Mm-hmm. But yeah, well, I didn't change my diet. I was drinking.
You did though, babe.
I did. So when I first started doing it, I was still drinking like almost every day. That was when my dad died. Oh yeah, I was eating a lot.
Living here, yeah.
Yeah, I just had a horrible lifestyle and diet during that time. I was depressed. I didn't care.
Yeah. You're right. I wasn't really seeing you.
No. And I kept stepping on the scale, and every time I stepped on the scale, it was like 3 pounds lighter, 3 pounds. I'm like, what? So, yeah. Benefits are staggering, as I say. Yeah. What about you?
Biggest highlights of 2023 would be, moving back from Dallas. I don't know if that was like a challenge because it was obviously like a blessing in disguise, but I really did love Dallas.
Yes.
Pretty sure I tried to convince you to move there with me for a little bit. But I love Dallas, so that was maybe like a challenge, but also a blessing in disguise because we had just started seeing each other. And then obviously you, and then the baby, and our engagement, and all of that is definitely like highlights. Challenges.
Lots.
Yeah.
Life is full of challenges.
But what are like specific ones?
Life is full of challenges, especially when you're in a relationship. A relationship is a challenge. Mm-hmm. If you take it serious enough.
Yeah.
Because I know plenty of people that shit ain't a challenge to them because they don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of like a specific challenge. I mean, there was like hard things that I went through alone, was probably just like moving back and like figuring out what I was going to do. Because it's just a lot of change. I feel like there was just so much change that happened for me in the last 2 years because I moved to Dallas and moved back in less than a year when I had just extended my lease. And so I wasn't planning for all of that. But I think everything happens for a reason. So I'm definitely like where I'm supposed to be. Now being pregnant, the last week, my back's been hurting. I can't really complain though.
Rib cage hurting.
Like rib cage is hurting right now. But I can't really complain because I've honestly had like such an easy pregnancy, I feel like. So I'm just starting to kind of feel those.
The first trimester was a little...
That was a little rough for both of us.
But I heard all first trimesters are rough. And you're going through a lot.
Yeah, but it was rough, like, emotionally, not, like, physically.
You're making a human being. Could you imagine? Like a bun in the oven. I
was really tired, yeah.
Literally, like a bun in the oven. It's just...
Can you think of any specific challenges for me? Because I tell you everything.
Yeah, me. I'm your specific challenge. I know.
You're like you're going to be like my forever challenge, though, so we shouldn't just say 2024.
That's too much of a topic. That's too long of an episode.
But you said that like I taught you how to treat a woman, but I feel like you were like nice I
Well,
don't know, actually.
Yeah, I know how. I knew. I just never actually
have.
applied it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things in my life.
Because I feel like you were really nice when you were like conscious about it, but then there was times where if I wasn't like there in your face, you just like forgot or at the beginning though.
I lost my father in 2023. This is something we struggled over is because you haven't dealt with, I wouldn't want to say the amount of death, right, in life that I've dealt with. You've seen that. You never even been to a funeral. You met me 6 months later. You went to 2 already,
yeah.
You know? But the death of your father, right, or a parent, it's different. It hits way, way, way different. Mm-hmm. Especially at that point, my life. So,
and it was when we first started dating. So we kind of like fell off a little bit in terms of like communication and like.
Because my dad just died.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. So both those things.
That's something that was a challenge for me because I, in my head, was so depressed, so down and out, and you'd be beefing with me, right? And I'd be like, my dad just died. I think I used that line for a long time because I had to. No, just let it all hang out.
I wasn't beefing with you. I was just. It was very hard for both of us because during that time we just started dating. Like we'd only been on a few dates. That was probably one of our like first sleepovers is right when that happened because I remember I left so early. Like that's what I used to do at the beginning. I would just like sneak out because I would feel awkward because you would sleep in. But it was a really hard time because it was still so new that like you weren't really feeling comfortable like to see me like right after your father passed away. Like I feel like that's a lot to be like crying in front of like a new, like I don't think I've never seen you cry. I didn't see you cry ever like during that time, like because you were like, it felt weird. It was weird. We were in a new relationship.
That's interesting. I remember my like dad's brothers and them, they used to say like crying was a sign of weakness. And it's so unhealthy when you think about it because it's everybody needs to cry.
Yeah, I cry all the time.
Yeah. On to lighter things, on to much lighter things.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we met each other. We had a very productive 2023, a lot of blessings, right?
Yes.
I just don't want people to feel, because I gave a whole spiel about my dad, right? A lot can come from dark times, right? Good things come from dark times. That's what I learned. What did you learn?
Yeah, that life is full of ups and downs, like, and that's okay. Like, there's going to be a lot of challenging things that happen, but there's always like blessings that come after. And I feel like
preach.
I don't even know if I want to say this, but I feel like your dad has been very like present with like the good things that have been happening.
Yeah, we could do a show about the signs.
Wait, can I just say one of them though?
Tell a story. Yeah.
Okay, the one from Nantucket when I had the dream.
Either or.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Well, okay. So, I mean, there was like crazy shit, but the dream one was the craziest one. That was in Nantucket when I had that dream, right?
Yeah. And
I just found out I was pregnant.
And then that night, tell the story.
Yeah. So, we took one the next day. We took one like Wednesday and then we took one Thursday. I think I took like 2 on Thursday. So, Thursday night, though, I had a dream that I had already had my baby. I was like in his nursery and I was in there with his father, who I've never met in person before. And he like picked up my baby and was like, let's post a photo. And he wanted to post a photo on Facebook. And I was like, no, I didn't tell my parents yet. Cause at this point I had just found out I was pregnant. So I think I was having like dreams like you need to tell your parents.
Didn't he tell you it was a boy?
A boy. Yeah. And so he picked up my son and it was a boy. And so him and I, even before I got pregnant, we would always talk and manifest like a girl. We'd be like, our little girl's gonna wear this, or our little girl, like when we have a baby girl, every time we would talk about having a baby, before I knew I was pregnant, we would say girl, girl. And then as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I had that dream and I was like, I'm having a boy, because your dad basically told me like in the dream I was having a boy.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's what I learned in 2023. Reflecting on 2023, life has a lot of ups and downs, but just have to push through the dark, hard stuff, and you're going to make it through, and just embrace all the good shit. Appreciate it.
Be a lion among men, if that's even the way the quote goes.
Be grateful for the little things too.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's get into this new year. It's January 3rd, New Year's resolutions. We obviously didn't make any, right? So what are your opinions on that? Love them, hate them, or you're indifferent?
I mean, fuck New Year's resolutions, right? As we titled the episode. You did, actually, which is great. You're starting to cater these topics more
to you.
To me. No, I just feel like people probably misuse them, right? What they're intended for. And people always break them. You know, you see it with the gym. I pulled in the gym. It was like 8 o'clock, right, in the morning. I go to the gym at 8 in the morning. Nobody's there. Usually ever, right? There's not a crowd. That's why I go in the morning. Try to go earlier. Doesn't happen. But I pulled in the gym, parking lot full to the brim. I'm in my head, I'm saying, oh, it's these motherfuckers again. The New Year's resolution work gym rats. You know what I mean?
I have to come for you here, though, a little bit.
What?
Because we haven't gone to the gym in so long. So you were kind of that gym rat, too.
I still go to the gym. I might miss a week or two, but not even 2. I haven't missed 2 weeks because once you miss 2 weeks off from working out, you're screwed.
But anyways, you haven't been, and then you went today, so you kind of were on the same boat. New year, new you.
The thing is, though, it's just more so goals. That's why I said you can make a resolution, whatever you call it, New Year's resolution, now resolution. You could make it right away and implement it, and then maybe you could break it. And you have to learn from your failures, right? Your successes, and kind of try to balance them, right? I'm a Libra, so I'm all about the balance. The New Year's resolutions for Libras are not good. We have the scales, and then the New Year's resolution just throws it off.
I feel like New Year's resolutions, I don't like that word. I think it's just better to have goals.
Goals, yes.
Yeah. Like goals. Like I don't think I like New Year's resolutions.
And that's really what resolutions are. It just sounds cuter.
Yeah, but people use resolutions like they're like, I'm not going to drink this year, or I'm not going to party, or I'm not going to smoke, or I'm going to give up.
Oh, everybody quits.
It's like Lent.
Everybody quits
give up
drinking
for
and
Lent.
smoking.
You give up something.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how they use the New Year's resolutions. When I feel like it's a new year, but it's like, okay, great. What did you like? I don't know if it's because I think about it in like a business aspect where I'm like, great, this year's over, like taxes, like everything. It's like a calendar. Like I look at it as like that 12 months like literally came to an end. What did I do? What did I accomplish? Like money-wise, business-wise, whatever. And then like, what do I want to do in 2024? Not like, what can I
it's just
like quit?
It's just a new year. The reason they do New Year's resolutions is because you're in the beginning of the first quarter of a year, another year. Just like you said, you just implement the goals, figure out what you want. You could do that, throughout the year. But that's why they're so big, right? Because it's a fresh start for everybody.
Yeah.
I get that.
But it's just another day.
I get that. And that's also, I went through a lot of like Christmas brain fog this year where I was, that time when you done with Christmas, but then New Year's is there. Nobody's really doing anything. And you're just kind of in like a fog. Like, I want to get out of here. I just want to relax for the holidays. But I think that's the time when you got to push, when you got to work, because nobody else is working. That's when the least, right, competition, I feel like, is out there in certain industries. But yeah, I think they have a way of setting people up for failure. The what do you call it? The mentality surrounding it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like, if we looked up the statistics for this, I'm sure that most New Year's resolutions either have to do with, like, being healthier, losing weight, drinking, whatever. Yeah, your eating habits. And so, with that being said, most people probably, like, party, go to a New Year's, stay up till midnight, and just that, because the New Year's is at midnight, is already, I feel like, setting you back, and you're gonna like fail on the first because you're either gonna be hungover, tired, not make it to the gym in the morning, or any of that, and then it's like fuck. Then what are you waiting till the next year?
You know how many New Year's days that it was beautiful out and I was hungover inside? That's not fun.
Beautiful out. We live in Connecticut. It's probably 0 degrees.
It's a beautiful January day. First of the month. It's the first of the month. Get up, wake up. Yeah. So I just think that New Year's resolutions are they set people up to fail because people don't realize it's a resolution. You could keep making the same goddamn New Year's resolution for the rest of your life until you croak and never fucking fulfill one of them.
To wrap that segment up.
Hold on. Set goals, right? That's what we're saying.
Yes. Personal
goals, relationship goals, all the goals you need. And
make a vision board.
Right. And that's awesome too. Yeah. Every year you should. That should be your New Year's resolution because you see it, you achieve it. Boom.
Yes. And when you think it and believe it and say it out loud, Nick just got like my Target order at the door and he was like, "Did you order these like foam poster boards?" I was like, "Yes, these are going to be for our vision boards."
Vision boards. That's dope. No, those are cool.
So we're going to do that tomorrow.
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
So no New Year's resolutions for 2024. Just
goals.
Yeah.
Just goals. Just no fear, right? Less fear, which I've already started. I don't think I had much fear in 2023 after my dad passed away. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not scared of nothing. If I could lose my dad and still be alive, right? Because it was tough. No fear in 2024. Just execution. Plan, plot, strategize.
Okay, let's talk about the hype around New Year's Eve. And let's talk about how we used to celebrate New Year's Eve back in the day versus like how we celebrated this year and then like the last few years. Let's bring it back to like Nick Cap, 21 years old.
21?
In the streets.
We were just getting lit. New Year's Eve
Clubs.
Was just, you had an outfit ready for New Year's Eve, right? You had the $150 all you can eat and drink ticket to the Van Dome or some ratchet shit. And yeah,
it's pretty much what my New Year's Eve used to look like too.
I never really liked that shit though, because going out New Year's Eve is so much chaos, is so much, and the New Year's there, right around the corner, and right, it's just so much people out, so much fucking crazy shit going on.
But you say that about a lot of things, so I don't like trust you when you say that. You're always like, I don't like to do that, and then you like thrive in those environments.
I never liked the club scene where we'd go to a club scene that I wouldn't really know people at. Like, if I went to Butterfield in Stanford, I didn't know nobody there, and it's like you're with 4 friends, right? Who the fuck else?
You know what's crazy to think about?
I mean, I guess you
when it was Butterfield,
talk to girls or try to do something.
Ew. When it was Butterfield's, what if we low-key met once there? Not met, but maybe we were there at the same time. But it's crazy because you were probably obviously already 21. And
I probably tongue-kissed you there.
No, I don't make out with people at bars. But I was going there with a fake ID when I was like 17. So that would have been like illegal. You would have been arrested. But imagine we met when I was like 17 there or something.
Yeah.
Did you go there a lot?
No, not really.
Oh.
I don't know. I probably have a lot of funny New Year's Eve stories. I remember the year 2000. That's crazy.
How old were you?
I don't even know. I'm 39 now. You do the math.
I can't do math.
I'm off. I punched off the clock. Anyways, the year 2000 was crazy because people, Y2K, and people were saying the world was going to end right when the ball dropped. And I remember a bunch of people went to a very big, nice house in, where was it? Greenfield Hills. And partied like the world was going to end. It was so much fun. It was so long ago. But it was like
6.
a mansion and we were running all around the house.
If I was 6, that means you were like 16.
It's just interesting to think back because my parents knew I was drinking, I think.
My parents knew I was drinking at 16. I would have parties at my house.
That's crazy. I don't know. Is that acceptable for our kid?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah,
I mean,
I don't want liquor. She said that shit mad. Like, yeah, it's perfectly fine for him to drink when he's 16.
It is, because here's the thing. And then,
I don't like that.
no, here's the thing.
It's bad.
Obviously, like we're gonna be mom and dad, and we're not gonna want our son drinking. We're gonna be like, oh my god. But like, think about when you started drinking. When I started drinking, if your mom and dad said no, which my parents obviously weren't happy, they were probably like, yeah, be sober for your whole life. But it's like, you're going to do it anyways. And the more I feel like that you try to, I don't know if this applies to everyone.
It's a culture thing for Americans also. The liquor is just going to be around our kid. It's around kids. It's always there. People see it.
Yeah, but it's like but in high school with like your friends, and there's going to be parties and stuff like that. I personally feel like the kids who had stricter parents always were the worst, because they would go and sleep out at other people's houses because they couldn't go home if they smelled like even the slightest bit of liquor. And because they knew they weren't going to go home, it's like they ended up drinking more, and they were like throwing up and dying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's the stricter you are as a parent and try to like be like, no, don't ever touch that, and like shame your kid for like wanting to, I don't know, explore or test or whatever in school with their friends, the more your kid's going to want to do that. You make it more appealing, I feel like.
I could understand that. But yes, you're right. The more you're strict on your kid, the more crazy shit they're going to end up getting into. Because my dad tried to be strict, and then the kid's just like, why don't you want me to do that? That must be fun.
Yeah, I also feel like, for example, and let's just remember that when I was in high school, weed was very illegal. People were getting like arrested for having like one little joint on them or whatever.
Yeah, very illegal. Yeah.
So I feel like if like my parents never talked to me about like what marijuana was, like drugs or sex or anything, honestly. I also wasn't like a pot smoker in high school, but if I knew about what it was, I wouldn't have been curious. Or for other kids, like I had friends who were very easily influenced. And so if our other friends were like, yeah, try it, it's fun, or it's this or it's that, they would try it. Even with alcohol. It's like, maybe I only had beers at first in high school. Like I would sip on it. I was the person who would like hold one beer and like sip on that one beer the whole night. And then, when you hang out with friends, you're like, no, take shots, try this, whatever. I feel like if your parents just talk to you about it, like, hey, like these things will come up, it makes it less intriguing, less like, oh my God, what is this?
Yeah, of
and
course.
You're not getting your friends. Obviously, your friends are going to want you to do these bad things with them. People who do bad things, not that it's like a bad thing, but, who are doing these things that technically you shouldn't be doing at 16, 17, they're going to not want to do it alone. My mom always said that. Like, people who do drugs, they don't like to do it alone. People who drink, they don't like to do it alone. And so if I just knew about these things, I think it would have been less, like, I would have been less intrigued or interested by, like, trying it. And, because obviously my friends are going to rave about it. Like, yeah, we got so drunk, it was so fun. Versus my mom's going to be like, yeah, like I've had drinks. It's really not that great. And you're hungover the next day.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Totally.
So I think, yeah, just like as a parent, but who knows? As a parent, I feel like we won't know until we're parents. We might be like, hell fucking no, you're not drinking.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be overprotective or something.
Something you have to go through to know.
I agree.
What are some of the things we're excited for in 2024?
Baby.
Correct. That's the first thing and the biggest thing. The gift of life keeps on giving.
April.
And also for Nick Media, right?
Yes.
Our media company.
We have a lot of exciting things coming. We've been in like grind mode for that for the last few weeks. But we'll be able to talk about everything that we're going to be doing very soon.
I also want to implement something in 2024 that I'm looking forward to, which is working smarter and not harder. Because people always mistake hard work for someone just fucking moving around, working until they're burnt out. That's not. People that make a lot of money, I feel like they don't work. No, we're going to get you out of that. First.
No, but you have to work. I don't agree with you because you have to.
I'm looking forward to snapping Nicole out of her too hardworking mind.
No, I don't want to fucking work. I already told you. Make me a stay-at-home mom. But for any business...
You are a stay-at-home mom. You stay at home and work.
No, being a mom is a full-time job. I won't be able to work and be a stay-at-home mom. But the whole point is you work really, really hard now to build a business that then you can oversee.
Step back. Yes, I understand.
Yes. So I'm in my grind era right now.
Nicole is very behind the scenes, doing all the editing, doing all the beautiful footage that you see every day when we're right smack on your IG. And
also still running my fucking business and doing it for my clients.
She's the brains behind it all. In 2024, I look forward to being behind the scenes. I want to be like the Wizard of Oz. I want to be the guy behind the curtain.
Yes.
As well as the guy in front.
Well, we have to be in front because we're doing a podcast.
Well, the Wizard of Oz was behind the sheet and he was
and I'm pretty sure Hermosi says this. Like, you have to work really, really hard. The people who own businesses that don't really have to work and they can work
it's because they're established, Nicole.
Exactly.
Everyone
so don't
knows.
come for me that I'm in grind mode.
But you still work smarter, not harder. It just because hard work.
I am working smarter.
If you're doing smart hard work, it doesn't feel like hard work. You know what I mean? When I cold call people, right? When I cold call 100 people, I've done it for so long that I do it very smart and meticulous. So it's not like work. It's actually fun, right? Because I'm just working smarter. I'm not. When I first started, I was just calling 500 people. No method to it. There's a method to my madness. There's a method to your madness.
Yes, the method to my madness is get everything done before the baby comes.
I love you so much.
I wish I could say the same. Just kidding.
Don't touch me.
I'm kidding. You know I love you.
Anywho, I be playing mind games with Debo. He'd be like, shut the fuck up. I be quiet. When he leave, I be talking again. For people listening who's always, I want to do a podcast. I want to do this. If you're going to do it, be serious about it. And don't do one fucking episode and 2 episodes and see you have 1 view or fucking 9 views or even 100 views and then stop recording. Because
and Nick's talking from experience because he was like that at first. And I was like, babe, that's how social media works. Everyone starts at 0.
Yes.
And you just have to stay consistent, even though that's the most boring business advice you can get. It's consistency is actually the key to so many things in life, whether it's personal goals, health goals, fitness goals. You are not going to see any results unless you are consistent. End of story.
Yes.
You don't go to the gym once and lose weight. You don't go to the gym once and gain muscle. Everything you have to be consistent with anything that you do that you want to see results in. So same thing applies to content.
And it's all hard work, not to sound cliche because I said work smarter, not harder. It's mentally hard to go to the gym, to wake up every day. I respect, people. I respect myself. Actually, it makes you respect yourself more when you do it, because
you're keeping the promises you make to
your
yourself.
mind is just I could wake up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, you get so much done. So anyways, 2024, mind, body, and soul and spirit
baby.
And baby. Is that all we got for them? Thank you for listening. As always, Mr. and Mrs. Cap, the podcast.
It's not Mr. and Mrs. Cap, Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. As always, thank you for listening. Mr. and Mrs. the podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. Fuck your New Year's resolutions. Set some goals. Be happy with life. Comment, share, like, subscribe.
Leave a review.
Do everything